Stop that thing. Can't stop it. Hello, welcome to the Harmonica Barge. Today I wanted to talk about practice. So we're here on the boat and it's very windy today. You might see me wobbling a little bit. Everything's moving. You can hear things clanging, the pots and pans. There's ropes tensioning outside and hopefully they won't snap and will drift away. So here's a few quick tips regarding practice. If you're someone who struggles to build a regular practice routine, then I would suggest a few things which might help. Don't think of it as a routine, think of it as a ritual. A ritual is something that you just have as part of your life. You do every day. You know, like a day, like taking your morning coffee. Okay, that might be an addiction as well, but that's probably a bit harsh. I'm only saying that because I've just given up coffee and I'm very bitter. Oh, excuse the pun. That would be a ritual. If you really like the whole brewing process of coffee, waiting for the coffee, sweetening the coffee, putting cream in, and then sitting down, you might have a cigarette or something else with your coffee, whatever. That's a ritual. You do it every day. It's integrated. You could also think of that as a routine, but when people think practice routines, it's like, oh, I have to do 15 minutes strict warm-up where I only do scales, and then I do 10 minutes of bending technique on a certain hole, and that kind of stuff's all very well and good, and a teacher can help you with that, and that's great, but that's not so hard to develop. You know, with a teacher you can say, okay, I've got 20 minutes, I'm going to divide that. It's a fairly logical thing. Building a ritual, whoa, here we're getting some movement. Building a ritual into your life, that is much more personal. So a few ways to build a ritual into your life, so a daily thing. One way, we could think of it as practice, as playing, as a micro habit. One way is to associate it with another habit. So there's quite a bit of evidence to support this, I believe, in psychological studies, that if we link a micro habit with another habit, that it's easier to build a new habit. Whatever it is. So for example, there's a psychologist that wanted to work out more. So every time he turned on the light, he did 5 push-ups, or press-ups as we call them here. So it's like light switch on, 5 press-ups. It's quite a lot of press-ups. So with the harmonica, for example, here's one that I give my students. Do you have an electric kettle? Do you drink a lot of tea, like us Brits? Every time you flick the kettle on, keep a harmonica very close to the kettle. You've got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe. Practice a little bit while the kettle's boiling. Even if it's only for 30 seconds, doesn't matter. It's only for a minute. It's not about how much you do, it's just the regularity, the ritual. So associating the habit with another habit. It could be something else. Every time, you know, people every time they get in the car, for smokers, say they light a cigarette every time they get in the car. Why not pick up the harmonica? Only do that when you're in a traffic jam, of course. And maybe that's even illegal now. I don't know. I didn't just tell you to do that. Forget that one. Forget the car. Don't worry about that. Do it on a bicycle. No, that's even harder. Don't do that. Anyway, another good one I find, and you might find this a bit silly, but this has worked for me for years, and I've always done this wherever I am, in various studios that I've had, and depends who you're kind of sharing the space with. When you go to the bathroom, always take your harmonica. Okay, you're going to go to the bathroom every day, more than likely. You're going to sit on the lavatory, as we call it. What perfect time for playing the harmonica? Isn't that the absolute perfect time? If you take a long time in there, that's even better. You can play for longer. Even if it's 2 minutes, that's fine. 2 minutes is great. So associating, linking micro habits with other habits you have, that's a really useful way to build a new habit, to build a new ritual. That's what we're trying to do. We're not too worried about we have to play all these scales every day. That's maybe fine if you want to take your harmonica playing to an extremely high level and practice for 7 hours a day. You might dedicate your life to it. But I think for a lot of people, we just want to play regularly. So we just want to keep on top of things. And actually with harmonica, I find with students, it's very, very hard for a student not to get better if they practice every day. In fact, I've never seen a student not improve that plays every day. So, you know, there's so much, I think I'm getting on a bit of a rant here, but there's so much talk from people who are new to harmonica on techniques, you know, for single notes and bending. I want to bend, and how do I do it, and where does my tongue go, and like getting really analytical. I think for most techniques, new techniques and playing, all you have to do is keep playing every day. That's going to require a bit of honest evaluation as well, and of course that's where a teacher can help you because they can give feedback. But even so, even if you never had a lesson but you kept playing every single day with a little bit of analysis, then I think that would improve your playing almost certainly. Another helpful tip, this one's really simple. Guitarists use this, and I got this from an old guitar teacher. Leave your guitar, this is hard on a boat, in the middle of the room on a stand. Don't put it away in its case. So you have to see it. You have to see its nice curves and its nice colours, and you grab the guitar. Same thing with harmonicas, leave them around. Don't put your harmonica in your desk with all your files. I mean, they're tiny, just leave them everywhere. Just literally fill your house full of harmonicas so you can't move anywhere. Then there's always one to grab. It can be in the car, in the bathroom, next to the kettle, in the bedroom. Here's another tip. Get one of these, a timer. You can use it on your phone now. If you're really struggling, if you're a super busy professional and you've got a very busy family life, set yourself an alarm every day on your phone that goes off. If you're an organised person in a way where you work a 9 to 5, set it a certain time every day so you get a reminder every day. Mornings are very good for that. If you can start the morning with a little bit of practice, if you get a bit extra in the daytime, that's fantastic. Then when it comes to that time, if you're very busy, you want low expectations. So 10 minutes practice, that's all. When you're done, how do you stop that thing? The timer method is great. That can work just for an entire practice session. If you're very busy, you've only got 10 minutes, set your timer every day for 10 minutes. Who hasn't got 10 minutes in a day? Okay, if you can't do 10, do 5. I don't care if you're Elon Musk, maybe he doesn't have 5 minutes. Everyone has 5 minutes in a day. Everyone, okay? That's all you need, 5 minutes a day. It's better than nothing. Think of that over the course of a year. That's at least 2 hours. Everyone's got 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day. But the timer method is really good. And what will happen, some days you might go over the time. You might be into it and you might go over a little bit. That's fine if you go over. So some days you might do 20 minutes if you've got 20 minutes. The thing with this method, you have to do it every day. Don't give yourself a day off. You've got to do it every day consistently. See how many days you can do in a row. See if you can do 3 months doing 10 minutes every day for 3 months. You'll be amazed at how much your playing will improve, trust me. Don't forget, if you're into the Harmonica Barge content and you want to be notified whenever I make a video, do subscribe to the channel, give me the thumbs up, that helps me out a lot. Thanks very much. My final tip, this kind of goes back to the first one about ritual. Don't think of when you have to play as practice, like boring practice. Here's my half an hour where I get out all my notes and my tabs and blah 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 blah. If you've got time to do that, that's great to do that kind of focus practice. But just think about how can you integrate harmonica into your life. Okay, so anywhere where you can squeeze it in, where you just get a little bit of dead time. I don't know, you're going out for a meal with your partner and they're taking a while. Have you got 3 minutes? Okay, you've got 3 minutes. Just play a little bit. Try and find these little knocks of time in your day to just squeeze in a bit of practice, and it's all about just doing a little bit every day when you can, as often as you can. Just want to show you this because there's a coal boat outside blasting reggae music. There they go. So thanks everybody, I hope you find this useful, and if you can integrate some of these techniques into your daily practice, let me know in the comments what's working for you. If you've got any other tips, that would be great, do let me know in the comments. As usual, if you want some in-depth lessons in tunes and techniques, check out my range of in-depth lessons or my folk and blues beginners course or my bluegrass and country course. I'll see you for another video very soon. Until then, bye bye.